Are you doing link building for the blog posts as well, or are you more just get the content out there?
Zero. I'm not doing any link.
Yeah.
No, zero
Okay.
link building. I'm not doing
Okay.
any link building because that's an entire field on its own. I managed link builders in the past, and it's an actual it's so
Mm.
demanding. So I'm really big on optimizing for what you're good at. I'm great at generating content. That's the one thing that I'm good at. I'm bad at everything else, but I can generate content like a like a superhero. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do that. I'll just create. And that's kind of like my philosophy with marketing is I feel like as founders, especially this is probably something that you're familiar with in SaaS. We're also product focused. We all want because obviously it's our craft. We built a product on something that we know how to do and that we're really passionate about. So we're like, okay, I know a lot about this. I just want to keep building product. I just want to make this better and add more features and make it cooler and optimize and make it better. And then we're like, let's not even touch marketing. And obviously then we realize, oh god, we have to spend half of our time on freaking marketing, which we all hate. So the way that I kind of managed to navigate that was I productized my marketing as much as possible. So I kind of take, when I'm thinking about creating something for the course and making it better, which is basically the same as a a coder trying to add more features to their SaaS software. When I try to make something better and I try to create a new lesson or anything, I'm like, you know what? I'll make it a blog post. I'll make it a blog post and I'll send it to our newsletter and get some sales and make some marketing out of it, make some marketing bucks out of it. Or I'll just create a video for YouTube and then I can bring a lot of people into this. Or I'll just make a lead magnet, or I'll just make 10 freaking
Mm.
TikToks on it. So I try to, every time I have this impulse of creating more product, I turn it into content, and I can feel good about the fact that I'm making marketing stuff, which is also great for us because everything that hasn't been content driven has either been extremely slow or proven impossible because of what you said, that paid advertising is very, very hard for us. Every time we've tried it, we had to we had to create ads that went into a lead magnet, but everything about it had to be so sanitized because you can't really use the words pleasure or vagina, or there's so many things that you can't say. So it's like there's no way. I can't. I have I have planning fatigue. So if I spend way too many hours planning on something before before anything comes out of it, I just get bored. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this. All this time I could have written 3 blog posts. I'm not doing this. So I just rather get something going that I know is going to work rather than keep dealing with Google ads telling me that it's not going to work, or Facebook ads telling me that I need to change it so that it's a health thing and not about what it
Mm.
actually is about.
I think you touched on something really important there that doesn't get talked about
Hmm.
often enough, and that's the idea of founder channel fit. People talk about product market fit. If you go to any forum, you go
Yes.
to any Facebook group, any Reddit subreddit, and like people say, "Oh, you've got to find product market fit." That's well understood.
Hmm.
You've got to make something that people want. Cool. However, I cannot tell you how many founders I've met who have a kick-ass product that people definitely need and are willing to pay for, and the business dies. And the reason it dies is because the founder and the channel are not aligned with that either. There's 4 dimensions to this, not just 2. So what that really looks like is I need to write a blog post about this because this is an idea that I've talked about before, but I have never actually written down.
See, but that's not your fit.
And this is the thing. So I had this business idea years ago. It was in the fashion space, and I went and told a mentor about it. I was so excited about it. He said, "Ryan, that is a fantastic idea for someone else, not for you." And I was like, "What do you mean? It's a bloody brilliant idea. I'm a smart guy. I can pull this off. I think this has really got legs." And he goes, "Absolutely, it's got legs. You're the wrong guy to do this." And I was so offended, and I said, "Like, why?" And he goes, "Ryan, have you looked in the mirror, mate? You are not a fashionable man.
You're not a fashion dude.
This is not the industry for you." And so the thing is, especially if you're bootstrapping, you're going to be building your business for the next 5, 7, 10. I was talking to a guy the other day who's been working on the same business for 20 years. This is basically his whole life, his whole life's work,
Yeah.
his whole career.
Yeah.
So you really got to like the space that you're in. You've got to like the customers that you're going to be talking to. You need to enjoy being in that world, because if you don't, it's going to be a long, hard slog. And when times get tough, you're not going to have the motivation to continue kind of grinding on through. But the founder channel part of it is, you as the founder or one of the founders is going to be doing the marketing for quite a long time. You can't just like, hey, we launched, now we're going to hire an SEO agency and we're going to hire a paid ad agency and we're going to get all these affiliates. And we're going to hire these commission only salespeople and we'll just work on the product and it will magically sell itself. No, 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 no. You, the founder, needs to be the one driving it. And the reason is nobody's ever going to care as much as you do. Nobody knows as much about your customers as you do. Nobody knows as much about your product as you do. Like, you need to be the one in the driver's seat of the marketing. And so you need to find a channel that is a good fit for you as a founder. I tried doing videos. Like, YouTube has been something that and I thought, okay, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. I tried writing blog posts like you do. I'm a good writer, but I am slow as anything.
Oh, I know.
So for me to crank out a blog post it's painful. It's going to take me forever. And I thought, okay, I'm good at talking. I'll just turn on a camera and talk to a camera. The thing is, I can have a natural conversation with someone like this. You stick me in front of a camera and I'm weird and awkward and wooden. And like,
Yeah,
if
it's
you check some of
terrible.
the other videos on this YouTube channel, like go back and look at some of the old stuff. Oh my God, they are
It's
shocking.
so bad.
But part of the reason why I started this podcast is because, something that I am good at doing is I love talking to smart, interesting founders and talking
Really.
about how they actually grew their business, what worked for them, what didn't work for them. And when it's a conversation like this, that works for me. This for me is founder channel fit. You writing blog posts, cranking out content, educating the world about vaginal gymnastics, pompi, whatever you want to call it.
That's the one thing I can do, man. But I think it came from the awareness of I am fully aware of what I'm bad at. I am so beyond aware of what I'm bad at. So I know I'm not going to be a person that can have, I told you this. I was almost canceling on you today because it was my third call of the day, and that's not a big day of calls. You probably what was your longest day of calls? You've had 8 calls in a single day. I've seen you have that and still nail them. I cannot do calls. It's bad for me. It's I stress, and then afterwards I'm like, I can't really do focus on anything else. It's so, acting as a human is it's very hard for someone like me. So behaving like a human is very complicated. So anything that has to do with one-on-one, I know I'm not going to be
Mm,
fantastic. I know I don't thrive at. Podcasts are a
mm,
little bit different because you're not just talking to, obviously we're talking one-on-one, but it's kind of the way that we're talking is also to for other people to consume, and they're going to get, hopefully they can
mm,
get some value out of it. So podcast is not the worst, but like I cannot have
mm,
meetings. I'm bad at managing people. I know everything that I'm bad at. And so everything that had to do with like getting on calls with potential partners and negotiating and potential affiliates and a potential influencer, I'm like, there's no way I can do this for a living.
mm,
There's no way. But what can I do? Just take a camera, I'll make a video, I'll edit the video, I'll write a blog post, I'll create a bunch of TikToks. I can do a bunch of that stuff, and I can do it in quantity. And that's the stuff that really, that's another thing that we've spoken about a lot. Like, it's not just founder channel fit, but it's almost like founder strategy fit. I'm never going to be a perfectionist. That's not how I'm wired. I'm more like, let's build a rocket ship as we're falling down from the sky kind of person. So I'd rather in one day, you know, churn, write 3 different blog posts on different topics that have, in one week, one really, really good
mm.
blog post. So I'll get stuff done. And that was kind of like how we complemented each other at work when I was working for you. That was really great because you are very much a
Yeah.
perfectionist. You will take a lot longer than me, to my frustration, to do things. But when I do them, I'm like, in the same amount of time I did a
Mm,
100 things. Now they're never going to be 100%. Never, never, never. And in fact, we've had a bunch of
mm,
discussions, heated discussions on, Bel, go back, redo this because it's not perfect. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's done. Let's just put it out there. I'll start a
mm,
new one. It's never going to be 100%. Never, never, never going to be 100%. And a big reason for that is I'd rather have something out there and then have feedback on it once people have it. So I'd rather just get something going, create a new lesson for the course, get it done, get it as best as it can be done in 1 month or something like that. I'll put it out there, then I'll get feedback, and then I
mm,
can iterate. So I'm super open to iterations, but I don't want to spend so long in something that then, you know, for it to be exactly like it was in my mind, to then put it out there and then realize people don't actually want it. So that is my biggest fear. I'd rather just get people something and for them to tell me what they want, if they love it, if they hate it, whatever, but then I can iterate. So that's kind of the way that I operate. And I don't think I could do it any other way, to be fair. So it's not that I've optimized for that. It's more that, okay, I'm just terrible at all of these things. I cannot do all of these things. I'll have someone else do all of these things.
Hey, it's Ryan here. If you like that video, please click the like and subscribe button somewhere down there and check out the full interview right over here. Go on, click it. You know you want to.